دكتور
بس
ريكوردينج بس لا تنسى تسوي.
الريكوردينج.
تمام خلاص.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. All right. Last thing I talked about was, of course, I want you to memorize the name of the scientist. Don't forget the name of the scientist, the name of the experiment, and at the end we reach to something like these things, which is, now let me see this. Okay. When we have something like this, what is the 10?
Atomic number.
Proton.
Atomic number. You have to memorize this name very well. Atomic number. And what is this equal to?
Proton. Number of protons.
Protons. Don't forget this. Good. And we represented by which letter?
Z.
Z. Exactly. Good. All right. What's this?
Mass number.
Mass number.
Very important. Mass number. Which is equal to what?
Proton plus neutron.
Proton. Neutrons. Clear? Proton plus neutrons. Very good. All right. That's why, how many protons do you have in this atom?
10.
10. How many neutrons?
10.
10 also. Good. And then here, what do we put? Number of protons minus number of electrons, and we put the number here. So if there is 0, how many electrons do we have in this case?
10.
Also 10. If I put minus, for example, if I put minus here, this means how many electrons do I have? 11. Because I have 10 protons minus 11 electrons, a total of -1. Is this clear? So in here, we put the number of protons minus electrons in here. Good. If we have, for example, let me erase this again. If I have, instead of here, if I have, instead of minus, then this is plus. How many electrons do I have in this ion now?
9.
9. Why? Because as I said, it is the number of protons minus electron. Since this is 10, this must be 9, and that's why we have the total as plus. I hope this is clear.
Yes, it's clear.
Good. Excellent. Next, what do we call these atoms together? This is neon 1020, this is neon 1021, and this is neon 1022. What do you call
Isotopes.
Isotopes.
Isotopes. Isotopes. What's the meaning of isotopes?
Different number of
Element.
neutrons.
Yeah, the same
No.
number of protons,
The
but
same
different
number
number
of
of
protons.
neutrons.
Element with same what? Z, but different A. Is this acceptable? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Look at Z here, 10, 10, 10, but different A, 20, 21, and 22. Is this clear? All
Clear.
right.
Yes.
Or I can make another definition. Isotopes are the same element with different number of neutrons. Is this correct also?
Yes.
Yes.
Same element, but with different number of neutrons. All of this is the same. Good. Next, Don't forget the names, atomic number and mass number. Next, this instrument is very expensive instrument. It's available. We have in the university around 5 or 6 instruments like this one. This is called mass, you have to know the name, mass spectrometer. Mass spectrometer. What does this instrument does? Mass spectrometer. What does it do? It gives us something like this thing. It gives us the atom and this percentage. What's this percentage?
Abundance of isotopes.
This is called relative. You have to memorize the name very well. Relative abundance. And so from this, we can, the instrument will tell us how much of neon 20 is available in nature, how much of neon 21 is available in nature, and how much is neon 22 is available in nature. Now, I want you to multiply the 20A in here, A, multiply it by the relative abundance, and add them for all of them. Do it in your calculator. Okay, take the A and multiply it by the relative abundance. This one times this one, and 22 times this one, and add them together.
2.18.
Okay, are you done?
Yes.
And then divide by 100. The total divide by 100. And give me the number.
20.1877.
20.1819.
18.
That's enough for me. Okay?
Exactly.
19. Now, this is called atomic mass. Atomic mass. Atomic mass. And it's different from mass number. Is this clear? So I want you now to define to me what's atomic mass.
The average of the
The
relative
average of
abundance.
The average of the different isotopes with their relative abundance. Exactly. Are you following? Now, this is, if you go to the periodic table that I gave you, like this periodic table, periodic table, any periodic table, you will find, let me put this down for a while. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay. Okay, what do you see here? The periodic table. Can you see that?
Yes.
20 point.
Yes, doctor.
Very good. Now, this is not good. What do you see for neon? What do you see at the top of neon? Here.
For 10.
10.
10.
Atomic
10
number.
10.
number.
What's the 10
The atomic number.
Atomic number.
number? All right. So this is the atomic number. What do you see at the bottom here?
Atomic mass.
Atomic mass.
Atomic mass.
Mass, not the mass number. What you're seeing here is the atomic mass. Uh-oh. All right. Is this clear? Do you have any question?
Doctor,
Yes.
why every atomic number is very near from the mass number?
Atomic number is very near to the mass number.
Sorry, from the atomic mass.
Yeah, of course. It is the average of the atomic mass.
Okay.
All right. Good. So that's what we are saying here. Go. Okay, good. All right. So three definitions are very important. First one is atomic number. What's atomic number?
Number of protons.
The number of protons.
Number
Very
of protons.
What's mass number?
Protons plus
Protons
neutrons.
and neutrons.
For isotope, only for isotope. All right. And what's atomic mass?
The average of the isotope.
Average mass of the isotope with relative abundance. What's the meaning of relative abundance?
The percentage in nature.
Percentage of the
Reappear in nature.
Good. Are you sure everything is okay now? What's the name of this instrument?
Mass spectrometer.
Mass spectrometer. You have to know the name as well. Mass spectrometer. Good. Let's solve this problem. We have now two isotopes of oxygen. Oxygen O16 and oxygen O17. What's this percent? What's this called?
Relative abundance.
Relative abundance of 16 and relative abundance of 17. And here, there is a third isotope, 18. That's the relative abundance of 13. That's also the exact mass. What's the mass of oxygen 16? The atomic mass. Atomic number. What's the atomic number?
0.9949.
No, what's the atomic number?
8.
8.
No, sorry, atomic number is 8.
16.
What's the mass number?
16.
16.
Okay, it's exactly like this. Okay, what's the atomic number for, mass number for oxygen 17? 17. It's exactly like this. And 18 is this number. I want you to now find the average mass of oxygen, atomic mass. How are you going to do it? Quickly. Tell me, what should I do?
We should multiply it, then divide it by 100.
Should I
And add it together.
15.9949 times what?
99.757.
Exactly. And then plus what? Go ahead and do it. Do it in your calculator. And then add them
Doctor,
together.
not problem if I put like 16 and 17, not exact number.
It will be very close, but not exactly.
Okay.
Is this clear? Yeah, it will be exact. You can see here 15.9949. This is 15.995, which is almost 16. In fact, it will be almost the same, but this is to be very exact. Okay, do it very quickly and give me what's the final answer.
15.999.
15.999. Who else got the same answer?
Got the same answer.
Which is, how about
15.
if I want to make it two significant figures?
16.
16.
16.
Is this clear? That's exactly the answer.
This is for doctor, right?
Huh?
This is for significant figures.
Yes.
Six-
Now for significant figures. Two figures after the decimal. That's what I mean.
Right.
Good. Then let's go to something else. I want you, before I do anything, look at this table very well. This table that you're looking here, I already put it in your blackboard. Did you see it?
And print it, yes.
Yes. Yes.
And this is called polyatomic ions. I want you to print this polyatomic ions and memorize them extremely well. I put them already in your the blackboard, but that's not enough. I want you to make two things: the periodic table and the polyatomic ions. I want you to make a copy of it and keep it with you for every lecture. Is this clear?
Clear, doctor.
What is this? This is called polyatomic ions. These ions, usually, they are ions of polyatomic. It's not one atom, but polyatoms. They are cations and anions. What's the meaning of cation?
Positive ions.
Positive.
Ion. Okay, and we have only three, which I want you to know. Only three which are important, which is NH4 plus, H plus, and H plus, or sometimes they write it H3O plus. It's the same thing. H3O plus or H plus is the same thing, and Hg2 plus. Okay, I want you to memorize not only these are the cation. What's the name of the first one?
Ammonium.
Ammonium.
Memorize the name. Ammonium. Ammonium. What's the name of the second one?
Hydronium.
Hydronium.
Ammonium ion. And what's the name of the third one?
Mercury.
One ion. Mercury 1 ion. We write it mercury. Memorize how to write it and everything. These are the positive ions. There are also the negative ions. The negative ions, many, not one or two. You can see this whole table. I want you to memorize it extremely well. What are these called? Anions. Anion. What's anion means?
Negative ions.
Negative.
Negative ion. I want you to memorize the name of everything here. All right? For example, CH3, the first one, I can write it like this: CH3, CO2 minus C2, CH3CO2 minus. What's this called? The first ion here?
Acetate.
Acetate. You must memorize the name and the structure. And as I said, I can write it C2H3O22 minus, or I can write it CH3CO2 minus, same thing. Some people write it CH3COO minus. Also, it is exactly the same. All of this one. What's the name of the first one?
Acetate.
Acetate.
What's the name of this one?
Azide.
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 What's the name of this one?
Carbonate.
Carbonate. Carbonate. Of course, you know this is carbon, so it's easy to memorize. Carbonate. Carbonate. So I want you to now go to, how about this one?
Chloride.
Sulfite.
And this one. This one is sulfite, to memorize, and this one is called sulfate. What's the difference between the two names?
A and I.
Ite and ate. Ite and ate. The one with more oxygen is the one with 8. The one with less oxygen is
Ite.
ite. Is this clear? And of course,
Yes.
how did you know that it is sulfate? Because this is what?
Sulfur.
Sulfur.
Atom. Sulfur atom. Okay, good. Let's have. And what's the charge, by the way, in this one?
Negative.
-2.
-2. This one?
Also.
Also.
Okay, let's go to this one. Cl2 minus and ClO3 minus. What's the first one is called?
Chloride.
Chlorate.
Chloride. Ite. Why you say ite? Because it's what?
With less oxygen.
Okay, what's the name of the second one?
Chlorate.
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 Chlorate. Why?
A greater number of oxygen.
More oxygen.
Number of oxygen. Good. Okay, I hope you understand this and you memorize these names, as I said, extremely well. Good. Let's go even further. I'm still in the same table, but now I will go again. I will write this one more time.
Doctor,
CO2 or yes.
do I have to memorize the different forms for the same ionic polyatomic ions?
Of course, yes. You have to memorize everything in here, everything. Okay? Okay. So 2 minus and IO3 minus. What's the name of the first ion here? First one. What's the name?
Iodide.
Okay, it's not available, by the way. If you look at the table, it's not available, but you have to know it. Iodide. From where you bring this one, the IO?
The name of the element.
Iode.
Iodine is the name of the element, exactly. What's the name of the second one?
Iodate.
Iodate.
Iodate. Excellent. Iodate. All right. So the difference is ite and ate. Good. Sometimes we have, even for chlorate and for bromate, we have this one as well. We have this one and this one. And so we have, for chlorine, we have this one and ClO4 minus. Then what are you going to go with the less oxygen? This is now called iodide, because it's before this one. And this one is called iodate. Good. So name this one.
Hypochlorite.
Hypochlorite.
Hypochlorite. Hypochlorite. Name this one.
Perchlorate.
Chlorate.
Perchlorate. Perchlorate. Very good. And this one is called what?
Right.
Right. Don't forget this. As I said, I want you to sit today, not tomorrow. Memorize everything in this table. This table, you must memorize it and memorize everything. Not only the name and the structure, but also the charge. 3 things you have to memorize. Name, structure, and what?
The charge.
Charge.
Charge. All of this, you have to memorize it extremely, extremely well. And this is maybe the most important table that you're going to see in this course. Is this clear?
Yes.
Good. Let's stop. So now let's go back. Oh, we're done with this one. Let's go back to atomic ions and polyatomic ions and formula of ionic compounds. And you will see we have the periodic table. What is the periodic table? This is the periodic table that you have. You have it here in 3 colors. Of course, we don't give you these colors in your in the exams, or we give you a normal periodic table. But I want you to memorize one very important thing. The elements with gray color, all of these elements with gray color, gray color are called metal. With blue color,
Non-metal.
non-metal. And with yellow color, what?
Metalloid.
Metalloid. Metalloid. What is the meaning of metalloid?
Between metals and non-metals.
It is have a properties which is between metals and non-metals. Now, look at your periodic table, the periodic table that you have with you, and memorize the non-metal, the metalloid. This is the most important thing. Memorize the metalloids only, because you know whatever above is non-metal, whatever below. So I want you in your periodic table, put these elements and memorize these tables. You have 1 and 3. In column 3, there is only 1 element. In column 4, there are 2 elements. In column 5, there are 2 elements. In column 6, there is 2 elements. And in column 7, there is 2 elements. These are the metalloid, which means we have 2 elements in each one of them, except which one?
Column 3.
13.
Which is which element, by the way? What's the element in here? Look at your table.
Boron.
Boron.
What's this element?
Silicon.
Silicon and
Germanium.
selenium. All right, and so on and so forth. I want you to memorize the metalloids only. Don't memorize the other thing, and I don't want you to memorize it. I want you to stick it to your mind. Look at the periodic table and decide which are the metalloids. That's it. Is this clear?
Do we have to memorize the charges?
I did not talk about it. I will talk about it in a while.
Okay.
I want you to memorize at this time the metalloid. Don't memorize them. Look at the periodic table and know in your periodic table where are the metalloids. Clear? And that's it. Then when I ask you where are the metalloids, tell me these are the metalloids. As I said, don't forget we have 2 here 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and only 1 in column 3, 8. There is only 1.
Sorry, doctor, but the SE is non-metal, right?
Se,
Yes.
metalloid.
Okay.
Yellow are metalloids. This here.
He's saying that SE is repeated in non-metals in the blue ones.
not SA.
What's under? Sorry, what's under silicon?
GA germanium.
Look at
Germanium.
what's under carbon,
Silicon.
and then what's under silicon?
Germanium.
Germanium.
GE.
I made a mistake. Sorry. So this is not SE. Germanium, which is GE. GE.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I made a mistake. Everybody can make mistake. Okay. Good. Is this clear? Now, the other thing that I want you to look at the periodic table. Look at your periodic table. Look at the periodic table. Now, the metals will always make positive ion, which is called what?
Cation.
What?
Cation.
Ion. Cation. Exactly. The nonmetals will make negative ion. What are the name for negative ion? What's the name for negative ion?
Anion.
Ion. You have to memorize the names very well. Cation and anion. Okay. Now, I want to decide what are the charges in these elements. Look at these. What's the charges in the first column?
+1.
One, yeah.
Positive one.
What's the charge on the second column?
+2.
Positive 2.
That's true. Very good. From the other side, we have anion. What's the charge on this group?
-1.
Which one?
-1.
The halogens. What's the
-1, yeah.
one?
-1.
What's the charge on the color cation?
-2.
-2. What's the charge of
-3.
nitrogen group? -3. And what's the charge of carbon?
-4.
-4.
4. Clear? Okay. When we
Doctor.
have, yes,
In the group 14, this 4A, the charge is it plus or -4 or only -4?
only -4 at this time.
Okay.
At this time, consider that it is -4. When you have cation with anion combined together, what do they make?
Ionic compound.
Ionic compound.
No charge.
And it should be no charge. Is this clear? Ionic compound, and there should be no charge. That's why if I have lithium with chlorine, what will be the ratio of lithium to chlorine?
1:1.
1:1. But if I have Mg with fluorine, what should I have?
1:2.
2:1.
So what should I write in here? Mg, I don't have to write
1:2.
1. MgF2. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
I hope so. Good. So let's erase things. I want now to give you more examples, and I want you to answer. Good. So if I have, for example, Mg with O, what will be the charges? What will be the number of atoms?
1:1.
1 to 1.
1 to 1.
Why?
Because it's
Two
repeated
cancel
too.
2 to 2, but we simplify.
How about I have lithium with sulfur?
2 to 1.
2 to 1. So I should have this one as 2 here to make it 2 positive with 2 negative, and they will cancel each other. Is this clear?
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
Fantastic. Let's say, I will give you something more difficult. Let's say calcium nitride. What will be the ratio?
3 to 2.
1 to 2.
3 to.
What?
3 to
3 to 2.
2. So where should I write the 3?
with the calcium.
After the calcium.
Nitrogen?
2.
2.
Is this clear? Is this clear? Let me
Yes.
give a more difficult one. Let's have aluminum with oxygen. Where is aluminum? Here's aluminum.
2 to 3.
2 to 3.
3.
I should write 2 to 3 exactly. Is this clear? How easy is this?
Easy.
Very
Easy.
Really easy.
Don't give me an exam the charges. You have to memorize all these charges. Keep it in your mind. Don't forget. This is +1. Group 1A is what? +1. How about 2A?
+2.
+2.
+2. Aluminum.
+3.
+3. How about group 7A?
-1.
-1. Group 6A.
-2.
-5A.
-3.
-3.
-4. Is this clear? Now, we want to know how to name this compound. In this compound, you give the same name. What's the name of this element?
Lithium.
Lithium.
The name of this element?
Chloride.
Chloride.
No, this is chlor, but to name this compound, we say lithium chloride. At the end, we put the "ide" only. So what's the name of this compound?
Lithium chloride.
Lithium chloride.
Lithium chloride. How about this compound?
Magnesium chloride.
Magnesium fluoride.
Magnesium fluoride. How about this one?
Magnesium.
Magnesium oxide.
Magnesium.
How about this one?
Lithium.
Lithium sulfide.
Lithium
Sulfide.
sulfide. Exactly. How about this one?
Calcium nitride.
Nitride.
Calcium nitride. Calcium nitride. Exact. How about this one?
Aluminum oxide.
Aluminum oxide.
Aluminum oxide. Aluminum oxide. How easy is this?
Very easy.
Too easy.
Too easy. Very good. I wish you memorize it. Yes.
What is the charges of the meteoroids?
Oh, it will be like the metalloids usually are like non-metals, usually, but sometimes they behave differently.
Okay.
Okay, but
Doctor,
usually, what?
what if I have a compound, a metal and a non-metal in group 14, like carbon and lithium, for example?
Calcium and lithium? Lithium and carbon?
Yes, how do I distribute the number?
Okay, Ryan, tell me, what do you think? What do you think? What should you have?
I'm not sure. I think group 14 shares the electrons, but I don't have any idea.
Yeah, no, not sure. Give me, from what the information I gave you, what should I put to make this one balance? Tell me, what do you think?
I'm not sure. Maybe 4 in front of the lithium.
Exactly. Okay, what's the name of this compound?
Lithium chloride.
No.
Oh no.
Carbonide. Lithium carbonide.
Ide, not carbonide. Carbide. Carbide. Lithium carbide. Is this clear?
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, let me just before that. Let me before you ask your question, let me give you another example. If I have, for example, strontium with carbon. This is strontium in group 2. What's the, how to balance it?
4 to 2.
2 to 1.
2 to 1. 2 to 1.
2 to 1, exactly. Name the compound.
Strontium carbide.
Calcium nitride.
Strontium carbide.
Carbide.
Strontium carbide. You just memorize the name. It's called strontium carbide. Strontium carbide.
Doctor?
Is this clear?
Doctor?
Yes.
I didn't get how do we say 2 to 1?
Because what's the charge in strontium?
+2.
What's the charge in carbon?
Can't find it.
What is it?
Yeah, -4.
Yeah, you should know this. It's already there. And you have to memorize these numbers. Don't tell me that I don't find it. Look at your periodic table and you should know that it's -4. Because I told you, group 7A is -1. Group 6 is -2. Group 5 is -3. Group 4, which is -4. You should know this and memorize it by now. Now, how to make this balance? No charges at all. Answer. Hello?
Yes, you need to add 1 SR.
I need to multiply the SR by 2 to make 2 times 2 is +4 and -4. The total is 0. Is this easy?
Yes, thank you.
Very good. Okay, next. Look at the rest of the elements. And the rest of the element, these are simple elements. They are called the main group element. They have only 1 charge. But look at the rest. Chromium has very famous 2 and 3. Magnesium 2 and 3. And this is also easy to memorize. See, most of them, these are called transition metal. Most of the transition metal are what? 2 and 3. How about manganese? 2 and 3. How about fluorine? Iron?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. How about cobalt? 2 and 3. How about nickel? 2 and 3. But cover?
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
And 2. How about zinc? Only
2.
Only 2. Okay. How about Ag? Only 1.
Yeah.
How about cadmium? Only 2. How about Hg?
Mercury.
Hg, this one is +2, but we also have this one as a special group. You remember this? We call it Mercury 1 in the table that we gave you. That I told you to memorize. Table 2.3. Don't forget it. All right. Now, how?
Okay. Sorry for interrupting, but I have a question.
Yes.
When do we include the Latin numbers like hepta something or?
Oh, that we'll come to this. We did not come to it yet.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay. All right. Now, how to name these elements? I will memorize and take everything away. And now, when we have a compound like these compounds, we agree that since there is only, let's go back to, I'll give you one which is Al2O. What's the ratio of Al to 2O?
2 to 3.
So what should I write after under aluminum? 2 and 3, exactly. You should know this. And what's the name of this compound?
Aluminum oxide.
Aluminum oxide. Okay, is this clear? I will put it here. I just simply write the name of this element, which is aluminum, and this one is oxide with nothing else. But if I have something like cobalt O, what should I put in this?
depends.
Cobalt oxide, II.
I can have this one or this one. What should I write?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. We can have this one. This is for +2. It will be CEO. And this one for +3. How to name this compound? Same thing. I will say cobalt oxide. And this one, cobalt
Oxide.
oxide also. But how can I differentiate between them? I will put the charge of the cobalt in parentheses like this. This means, what's this? Cobalt what?
2.
2 oxide. And this one is cobalt what?
3.
3 oxide. Should I do the same thing for aluminum?
No.
No, because it's one.
Because
Only
there is
one.
only one charge. Even for zinc oxide, I can write it like this. It is correct. But can I also write it like this? I mean, what's the name of this compound?
Zinc oxide.
Zinc oxide.
Oxide is possible. Why we should say zinc oxide is possible?
Because there's only one charge.
Yes, but the best way, because it's not main group, these are called main group. This one is called main group. And this one is called also main group. But these are called transition metal. Transition metal, it's better to write 2 like this.
So,
Is this?
Doctor,
Yes.
any element in the transition group, we should mention the oxidation number.
Yes.
So we have to know what is the oxidation number. We have to memorize.
Yes.
Doctor, there is 2 elements in the main group. Of 2 charges.
What again? Yeah. As I said, memorize all these charges that you're looking at.
Yeah, did we use also the oxidation number with lead?
Yes, of course. Yes, I will give you example. Let's name this compound. What's the name of this compound?
Copper oxide.
Copper
2.
oxide. Is this the correct name?
We must put 2 Roman number.
Copper 2 oxide.
Have to put 2 in here, exactly. All right. Copper 2 oxide. Very good. Let's erase this one. And I'll give you something else. How about this element? PbO. By the way, PP is what?
Lead.
It's called lead. What's this name of this compound?
Lead 2 oxide.
Lead 2 oxide. Lead 2 oxide. All right, very good. How about this one?
Lead 4 oxide.
Lead 4 oxide.
4. You have to write 4, which is this way oxide. Is this clear? Okay. If I want to put lead 4 with nitrogen, lead 4 with nitrogen, what should I put below them?
3, 4.
3 here and 4 here, exactly. What's the name of this compound now?
Lead 4 nitride.
Nitride. And I want you to notice that Even though there is 4, we don't say anything about when there is metal with non-metal. We just say the name of the non-metal as is. Lead 3 nitride. Lead 3 nitride. Is this clear? I hope so. Good. Let's go back to our table.
Doctor.
As I said, you have to memorize the table extremely well. Now, let me name some of these elements. If I have...
Doctor.
Yes.
So if we say zinc oxide and we didn't mention the oxidation number, is it true?
It's correct, but that's not the best way. So if I ask you to select the best way, then if you write it zinc oxide, then you are wrong.
Okay.
But if I ask you what's the name of this compound and you tell me it's zinc oxide, if I just tell you what's the name and you tell me zinc oxide, this is acceptable. But if I ask you what's the best way to write the name, and that's why it's important in the exam, for example, if we ask you what's the best way to write the name, you should select zinc 2 oxide.
Okay, clear.
Very good. Let's name this compound.
دكتور.
Yes.
كيف يعني شنو القاعدة في تقديم يعني اللي هو element على element اللي هو الأكسجين مثلا على يعني بالترتيب الحروف.
The metal first and then the non-metal. First the metal and then the non-metal.
Okay.
Okay, good. Name this compound.
Lithium chloride. Lithium chloride.
Lithium
chloride.
Chloride. Hear it very well. What?
Chloride.
Chloride. That's why I wanted to memorize this table. You have to tell me it is lithium chloride at the end. All right? Good. All right. Name this compound. Name this compound. What's the name of this group?
Sulfate. Cobalt sulfate.
What's the name of this?
Cobalt 2 sulfate. Cobalt 2 sulfate.
Cobalt 2 sulfate.
Because there is it's transition. Cobalt 2 sulfate. Sulfate. Don't forget the name, sulfate. Is this clear? Good.
Doctor.
Right. Yes.
How we will name the compounds, but we don't have the names of elements in the periodic table. Do we have to memorize them and write them?
As I said, memorizing the names is not difficult because all the exams are multiple choice. You should, by looking at the periodic table, you should know what's the name of the element. Is this clear?
Okay.
Now, what's the name of this compound? Let me think of anything else. Iron. What's the name of this compound? Look at the group. This is the group, if you can see it.
Iron 3 cyanide.
Iron 3 cyanide.
Iron 3, yes. You must say iron. No. Iron 3.
Cyanide.
You must memorize the name here and you should name this one. And you say iron 3 cyanide. Iron 3 cyanide. Okay, let's go more of these. How about this one? How about this compound? What's the name?
Lithium.
Lithium bromide.
Which one?
Lithium hypochromite.
Similar to this one.
Lithium hypochromite.
Lithium
Hypobromite.
hypobromite at the end. Is this clear? Hypobromite. Hypobromite. Is this clear? Good.
Clear.
Last
Yes.
example.
Doctor, from where we get
How about if I write Cu? Let me find something else. Cu. What's the name of this compound?
CU1 phosphate.
Copper.
Copper 1.
Copper.
Pyrophosphate.
Copper 1.
How about this compound?
Copper 2 pyrophosphate.
It's called copper 2 phosphate. Copper 2 phosphate. Is this clear? Any questions?
Yes, Doctor, about the last the lead nitride. Why didn't we write the number?
Which one is one? This one.
The table.
And this here?
Yeah, lead nitride.
Lead. We write lead. Lead 2 here.
So we write the last.
Of course.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Let's name this compound very quickly. What's the name of the first compound?
Magnesium
oxide. Oxide. Should I say magnesium 2?
No.
Oh, very good. What's the name of the second compound?
Aluminum
hydroxide.
hydroxide.
Hydroxide. Should I say aluminum 3?
No.
No. Okay. How about the last one?
Fe3.
Iron
sulfate.
3.
Iron 3.
Iron
3 sulfate.
Iron 3.
Yes.
3 sulfate.
3. Because it's transition metal. What?
Sulfate.
Sulfate. Very important. The name, you have to memorize the name. Don't forget this. Is this clear?
Yes.
Good. Then with
Yes.
this one. Now, how about what's the name of this group?
Pyrobromide.
Bromide. No, wrong.
Bromate.
See, I made this big mistake. And bromate. You must memorize the name. Okay. How about this group? What's the name of this group?
Hydrogen carbonate.
Hydrogen carbonate.
Or bicarbonate.
Carbonate, or known as bicarbonate. Bicarbonate. Is this clear? Very good.
Why did we put bi in first? Okay.
This is the name. No, I did not put it. Memorize it from this table. This table. If you look at the HCO3, you will find it's called bicarbonate. Is this clear? From the table.
Doctor, what about BRO? Is it in the
Yeah,
schedule?
no, Br is not there, but as I said, bromate and chlorate and iodate are the same thing. You can do it for bromine or iodine or chlorine. Okay?
With the oxygen.
Yes. Next. Same thing. For example, what's the name of this group?
Phosphate.
Phosphate. Memorize it from the periodic table. How about this group?
Biphosphate.
Hydrogen. Hydrogen phosphate. We don't use biphosphate. We say hydrogen phosphate. Hydrogen phosphate. How about this one?
Dihydrogen.
Hydrogen phosphate, because still BO4 group, phosphate. And this one is called just simply hydrogen phosphate. These names are available in the table. You have to memorize them, but as a phosphate, you have to memorize them, or at least, you know, I want you to know how to memorize things. That's all. Good. Let's hope so. Good. Done with these things. Done with all these things. Now, this is if we have compound that contains water. How to name this compound? What's the name of this compound? This is called barium. You have to memorize this. What's the name of this compound? And it's from the main element, group 2. So what's the name of this compound? Barium chloride. Barium chloride. But there is also with it, coming with it, these are called hydrates, in which water comes as part of it. And then we have 2 waters with it, so that's why we say dihydrate. Hydrate means water. So don't look at the answer here. Name this compound. Lithium chloride. What?
Monohydrate.
Monohydrate.
1. All right. Good. What's the name of this compound?
دكتور داي يعني 2.
Di means 2. بنجيلها هذه بعد شوية.
Sulfate. Heptahydride.
Magnesium sulfate. Hepta. Hepta means 7. Di means 2. Mono means 1. All right. Heptahydrate. Heptahydrate. What's the name of this compound? Strontium nitrate, and then
Tetra.
Tetra means 4. Hydrate. The water always we call it what? What's the name of the water?
Hydrate.
Hydrate. Hydrate. Good. Now, if we have nonmetal with nonmetal, nonmetal with nonmetal, then we have to have these compounds like this. We want to know, these are, we use the word chemical formula or molecular formula to represent these elements. So if we want to know the chemical formula for H2O, we usually for nonmetal with nonmetal we use molecular formula. So we say the molecular formula for nonmetal with nonmetal is H2O. But for chemical formula, usually we use it for ionic compounds. So we say the chemical formula for NaCl, for what's this compound? Sodium chloride. Consists of metals with nonmetals. We usually use the word chemical formula for it. But this is nonmetal with nonmetal, and that's why usually we use what? Allotropes. That's it. Molecular formula for it. Molecular formula. Is this clear? But we can use, if you tell me the chemical formula for water is H2O, you are absolutely right. And if you say, we never use molecular formula for this one, you usually use chemical formula. But if you insist and say molecular formula, I will say that's not the right word, but it's not very wrong. It's wrong by agreement. Is this clear? So I want you to understand what's the meaning of chemical formula and molecular formula. Molecular formula, we use it for what?
Non-metal with non-metal.
None with none. And when we say chemical formula, what do you mean?
Ionic compound.
Ionic compound.
Metal with non-metal. I want to introduce something else. Allotropes. What's the meaning of allotropes? Very important one. I want you to memorize it. Allotropes, if we have one compound consisting of one element only, a compound consisting of one element like O2 and O3. This compound is called oxygen gas. And this one is called what?
Ozone.
Ozone. What's the difference between them? This one consists of only 2 oxygen. This one is consisting of what?
3 atoms.
3 atoms. And these together are called what?
Allotrope.
Allotropes. So what's the meaning of allotropes?
نظائر.
لا, it's not النظائر. الisotopes النظائر. هذا allotropes, elements that compound consists of one element but 2 different compounds. يعني انت لو تنفست الاوزون you will die. Don't.
تآصل.
تآصل it's called? I don't know. I don't know what's the meaning of it. تآصل maybe. Is it clear? Very good. Now let's go to something else. Somebody asked just a while ago, what's the meaning of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? And that's the meaning. These are called Greek prefixes. If you say mono, you use 1. Di means 2. Tri means 3. Tetra means 4. And penta means 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have to memorize these names very well. Good. Now, if we have non-metal, with non-metal, these are called molecular compounds. Don't forget, what's the name that you use? Molecular compounds. I just told you this a while ago. Very important. Molecular compounds are used means what?
Non-metal with non-metal.
Very good.
None with none.
Now, in this one, if you have non-metal with non-metal, we want to know how to name these compounds. Like if I have carbon with oxygen, I just say monocarbon monoxide. And usually, if it's mono, we don't pronounce it. So we should say here carbon oxide. But if I have CO2, then what's the name of this compound?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
The same name for the first one as the same. Carbon, and this one?
Dioxide.
Dioxide. Name this compound. Nitrogen. No, not right. Dinitrogen. The first letter you keep it as is. Dinitrogen. What?
Trioxide.
Trioxide. At the end you say "ide" only. Is this clear? Very good. How about?
Is it the same with hydrite?
How about this? SO3. SO3. What's the name of this compound?
Sulfur trioxide.
Sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide. How about this one?
Phosphate.
No, not phosphate.
Tetraphosphorus.
Phosphorus. Keep the same name, phosphorus. And then?
Decaoxide.
Ide. At the end, you say ide. The same one, first one is just say phosphorus. Phosphorus. Good. How about in 205. How about this name? What's the name? What's the name?
Nitrogen
Pentoxide. Is this clear? So you keep the first one as is, nitrogen. You don't say nitride, you say nitrogen. And then pentoxide. Pentoxide. Is this clear?
Don't I say dinitrogen?
What's the name of the first one?
carbon oxide.
Carbon oxide. If you say mono, it's correct. But if you don't say mono, is it correct?
No.
Yes,
it is correct.
Yeah, it's correct.
Carbon oxide is acceptable, 100%. Okay, how about this one? What's the name?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Carbon, you keep it as it is, but you change this one. Sulfur dioxide. This one. Sulfur trioxide. This one. Nitrogen dioxide. This one.
Dinitrogen
oxide.
Oxide and nitrogen as is, but ide at the end. Very good. Okay, name this compound. Name this compound.
Nitrogen trifluoride.
Trifluoride. I hope if I say mononitrogen, is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
It is correct, but you don't have to say it. And then what?
Dinitrogen tetraoxide.
No, this one still, we are here.
Trifluoride.
Trifluoride.
At the end. Very good. How about this one?
Dinitrogen.
Tetraoxide.
Very good. Okay. These are compounds. They have special name. What's the name of this compound?
Water.
Can I say dihydrogen oxide?
Yes, of course.
But nobody knows this name. Everybody knows water. And you don't have to memorize all of this, but this one is very famous also. What's the name, regular name we should have for this one?
Nitrogen.
Trihydride.
Try what?
Hydride.
Nitrogen trihydride at the end. Exactly, but we have named it as ammonia. You have to memorize this. This one is diborane. You don't have to memorize it. Silane, not important. Phosphane, not important. I want you 100% to memorize this one and this one. The rest, just keep them in your mind. That's all. This one, what's the difference? What's the regular name for it? If we name it different, I mean the regular name, what should we say?
Dihydrogen.
But usually, because it's very important in industry, nobody is using dihydrogen. When you say hydrogen sulfide, everybody knows this as hydrogen sulfide, but not important. Good. Last thing I will talk about, if we have any compound, like for example, the acid compound is the thing that has hydrogen with it. Example, if you take any ion, like this one. What's the name of this ion, if there is minus here? What's the name of the ion?
Perchlorate.
Perchlorate. You must memorize this one. Okay.
Doctor.
Yes, just a second. If we have Same ion, don't forget the name. If we have the same ion, but we add H to it, how many H we should put with this one?
1.
Only one. Why one?
Because 1 negative.
Negative. And the H is plus. No, that's why this one, this is the compound. Now, this become what? Acid. How to name this acid? You keep the same name. Instead of 8, you put
Ek.
Acid. Acid.
Doctor, is there another way to name it?
No. Perchloric acid. All right. How about if I say SO3 2 minus? What's the name of this ion?
Sulfurous acid.
Sulfite.
This ion.
Sulfite.
As I said, you must memorize it from the table. Sulfite. Now, how many H should I put it with it to make it acid?
2.
2 SO3 2 minus. How to name? Also, no 2 minus.
Sulfic.
No 2 minus. Right? Good. It become now acid. How to name this compound? We should say instead of I, we change I into us.
Sulfurs.
Acid. So we change A to what?
To Ek.
And we change I to
us.
And this is for anything. That's why I'll give you very quickly.
Doctor, time out.
Okay, PO4, last example, and I will stop here. H3PO4. What's the name of this one? Phosphate.
Without minus, right?
Phosphate. So what's the name of the acid?
Phosphorus.
Phosphate.
Phosphoric acid.
Phosphate. Phosphate. You change it to phosphoric acid. All right. With this, I will stop, and I will make the attendance. You have now in the attendance, you have the available in your mobile phone. Very quickly, I want you to go into the site and give attendance, please. Just a second. Are you with me? Oh.
It is closed, Doctor.
Yeah, it is closed. Just a second. Let me put screen 2. Okay, attendance. Go with your KFUPM email. You must use KFUPM email. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Doctor.
Yes.
I have a question about the homework.
Okay, let me finish with the attendance first. Okay, now it's open. Okay, go ahead. Do it.
Doctor, can you send the link?
I send it to you on your mobile. Look at the group.
مو موجود يا دكتور بالشات.
دكتور في ناس توهم مضيوفين في الجروب.
واتساب.
واتساب.
Doctor, if I respond, I can leave?
Yes. If you respond right away, you can leave.
Doctor, will there be recitation tomorrow?
نعم.
Will there be recitation tomorrow?
Yeah, of course, there is recitation tomorrow.
Okay.
Of course, I did not announce anything. So there is regular recitation tomorrow, but there is no quiz, don't worry. And the homework is due tomorrow at the end of the day. So also, if you did not do homework chapter 1, do it for tomorrow.
Doctor, about the homework, do I need like only answer the homework in online homework or send the sheet in the email?
Only the online homework. Do the online homework. I send you now also in the chat. I send you the link for the attendance. And if you put attendance, you can leave right away.
Doctor, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
The previous class.
Yeah.
Yeah, about atomic mass.
Yeah.
How I can calculate?
Atomic mass.
Yeah.
Yeah. As
Sorry,
I said, you take the mass of each isotope, and then you multiply them with each other. Same thing.
By
Doctor.
Just a second. Let me answer this guy first. This is how to make. What's this? The one who asked about the.
Yeah.
What's this number?
20. 10.
What's the name of this 10?
I think it's atomic number.
Atomic number. Don't forget this. How about this 20?
Mass number.
Mass number. Okay, good. What are these numbers here?
Present of.
What's the
I don't
name?
know.
You have to know the name.
Atomic mass.
No. Relative.
Yeah.
Relative what?
Relative mass.
Relative abundance. Relative abundance. How much is available in nature? Is this clear? Now, how to find the atomic mass? You multiply mass number times relative abundance. I will call it relative abundance only. You take the summation and divide by 100. Is this clear?
Yeah. بعد ما أضرب mass number في relative abundance أجمعهم مع بعض صح؟
That's why I say summation. Summation here. You know this letter?
Yeah.
Summation.
For mass.
For the mass number times relative abundance divided by 100. This will give you the atomic mass.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Another question.
Doctor.
Yes.
Doctor.
Yes, تفضل.
Is that the first official attendance?
اليوم اول يوم لانه سويت المرتين الماضيه وما نجحت العمليه ف that's why I changed the site and اليوم اول يوم حيكون في تحضير.
يعني اللي قبل ما هي محسوبه دكتور.
سواء كنت حاضر او غايب ما قدرت اجمع معلومات.
لا لان كان عندي مشكله في موضوع الايميل او هذا. تمام يعطيك العافيه.
No problem. Don't worry about اليوم ان شاء الله حضرت اهم شيء. اوكي.
دكتور.
نعم.
عندي استفسار. مرات يكون الهيدروجين في المركب بس ما يعتبره اسيد. فكيف افرق بين الاسيد والهيدروجين اللي في المركب العادي مثلا هيدروجين فوسفات؟
ايوه.
بالبولي اتوميك ايونز.
نتكلم عن الاسيد واوكسي اسيد والى اخره.
كيف أفرق بينهم؟
اوكي. آه. انا اعطيتكم فقط لنفرض الان عندنا ايش اسم المجموعه هذه؟ سوري، خلنا نعطيك مثال ثاني غير هذا. مثلا SO4 2 ايش اسم المجموعه هذه؟
السلفات.
نو، هذه
إيه.
هذه
اللي فوق ولا اللي تحت؟
اللي فوق
سلفايت.
سلفايت. واللي تحت
سلفات.
سلفيت. اوكي، ممتاز. طيب ايش اسم المجموعة هذه؟
سلفس أسيد.
خطأ.
هيدروجين سلفايت.
أحسنت، سلفايد. سلفايت، يس. هيدروجين سلفايت. هيدروجين سلفايت. ايش اسم المركب هذا؟ بس ايش اسم المركب هذا؟
سلفس أسيد.
وات؟ سلفيو
أسيد.
أسيد. واضح؟
يعني الموضوع عن شحنة المركب.
أيوة. لا، إذا هي شحنة أو ما عليه شحنة نفس الكلام ينطبق على هذا. إيش اسم المجموعة هذه؟
اللي تحت.
أيوة، إيش اسمها؟
سلفات.
سلفيت. إيش اسم المركب هذا؟
هيدروجين سلفات.
هيدروجين سلفيت. واضح؟ ايش اسم المركب هذا؟
سلفيك أسيد.
سلفيوريك instead of 8 acid.
يعني يا دكتور إذا كانت شحنة المركب متعادلة ذاك الوقت يصير أسيد، إذا ما كانت متعادلة نسميه تسمية عادية.
أيوة بالضبط، لا يزال أين. إذا عليه أين، إذا عليه تشارج فهو لا يزال أين، والأينز هذه لازم تحفظها من التيبل 2.3 اللي قلت لك عليه. الاسم هذا
وإذا ما عليه شحنة يعني خلاص مركب عادي.
أيوة، هذا مركب، هذا أسيد.
يعطيك العافية.
يا
دكتور.
يس.
وش اللي يحدد سلفيت أو سلفايت؟
قلت
كيف
لك. لا، سلفيت أو سلفايت يحددها عدد الأكسجينات. كم أكسجين هنا؟
3.
وهنا
4.
طيب لمين نحط السلفايت ولمين نحط السلفيت؟
حطينا السلفايت لل3 أكسجين، السلفيت لل4.
لمين نحطهم؟ الأقل استخدام إيش؟
8.
والأكثر
8.
واضح؟
طيب وإذا اختلفت الأرقام؟
ها؟
إذا اختلفت أرقام الأكسجين